Namaste and welcome to all on this third day session, the concluding day of this webinar, Yoga and Spiritual Wellness, an alternative therapy for Adi, the mental illness, the Vyadi, the physical illness. Before we start the session, I would like to wish all of you a very happy Guru Purnima. So, on this auspicious occasion, let us start our session with the Guru Stotra, Dakshinamurti Stotram, and also the Shanti Mantra by Naveen.
ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः निधये सर्वविद्यानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
Thank you, Naveen. Let us introduce our today's first speaker. Our today's first speaker is Professor Ramesh Chandra Pandaji, who is currently the Division Dean Yoga Spirituality of SVIASA, but who has formerly held many prominent positions, such as the head of the Department of Vyakarna, Banaras Hindu University, as Dean for the Faculty of Sanskrit Learning and Theology, Banaras Hindu University. He is also the Vice Chancellor of Maharshi Panini University, being the member of several professional committees, a few to mention over here, like the Special Committee, Center for Sanskrit Studies, JNU, New Delhi, Standing Committee, NME ICT, MHRD, Government of India, New Delhi, as Chairman for Final Review Committee for the review of the Special Assistance Program of the Sanskrit Department of University of Jadavpur, Kolkata, has expert committee of UGC New Delhi to review the deemed university status of Rashtriya Sanskrit Sansthan and also has chairman for High Level Review Committee, Rashtriya Sanskrit Sansthan, New Delhi. He is also the member of NAAC Translation Committee. Apart from this, he has also guided about 37 research scholars who have been awarded PhD and 7 research scholars who has been awarded MPhil, along with 29 research articles published in national and international journals with several book publications to add more. Currently, he is the guiding force and Dean of Yoga Spirituality Division. And today, on this auspicious Guru Purnima day, who is mentoring the whole department, we welcome him and he'll be presenting a talk on the spirituality for the betterment of human being. Over to you, sir.
गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. Wish you happy Guru Purnima day. Uh, this is the third day of our webinar on spiritual wellness, spiritual wellness, an alternative therapy of Adhi and Vyadhi. Adhi means mental sickness, and Vyadhi means physical illness. So, yesterday and day before yesterday, our distinguished speakers, they spoke on this topic very nicely and usefully. Today, I will speak on this, and then Dr. Sushrut will present his talk after I finish. The topic is very useful for today's human being. You know one thing, our country is the country of spirituality, Adhyatma Desha. Our country is the country of spirituality. Because of the spirituality only, the our country got the honorable designation, that is Vishwaguru. We were Vishwaguru because of spirituality. Spirituality is in our blood. There are Shodasa Sanskaras, 16 Sanskaras in our Indian culture. Beginning from Garbhadhana and ending with Antyeshti, everywhere we have spirituality. The spirituality refine our body and mind both. Therefore, so far as our country is concerned, without spirituality, we cannot stay even in this age. The name of our country is Bharata. Bharata, the etymological meaning of this is plunged into wisdom. Plunged into wisdom. Bharata. Rata means plunged into, and Bha means jnana, wisdom. So Bharata means plunged into wisdom. The people of this country are always plunged into the wisdom. It is therefore rightly said that Bharata is the guru of the entire universe. Bharata is the guru of entire universe. Etad desa prasutasya sakasat agrajanmanaha swam swam charitram sikhyeran prithipyam sarvamanavaha. All the people in this universe should learn from the people of India, because Bharata is the guru of the universe. And that was going on there in ancient India. But after some times, when others they attacked us, ruled over us, then we lost this honor. So again, we have to get this honor by through spirituality. When it is said that the Bharata is Guru, then it implies the meaning that the people of this universe should learn noble and useful ideas that are needed for leading their life smoothly from Bharata, the land of rishis. Bharata is the land of rishi sages. This great honor came to Bharata due to its wonderful and remarkable spiritual literature composed in ancient India in Sanskrit language. The Vedas are so faultless that they are treated by our tradition as if not composed by any human being but came from the mouth of the Creator Himself. Such a great work cannot be done by a human being. Vedaha apaurusheyaha. Purusha cannot do all these things. God only can do. That is our spirituality. Spirituality starts from our Vedas, and it is not, suppose in our tradition it is said that Vedas are aparusheya, not from any Purusha. It is from God. The authors of the Darsanas, philosophy, Vedic philosophies, Indian philosophies, Puranas, Shastras were, were composed by superhuman being, so that the vision we get from our spiritual literature is undoubtedly very useful for the betterment of human life. Darshana philosophy, Indian philosophy, is quite different from Western philosophy, because Indian philosophy is darshana. Darshana is that by which drushyate sakshat kriyate anena iti darshanam, that by which you meet the ultimate reality, that is called darshana. This is Indian philosophy. We Indian philosophy deals with this world as well as it goes beyond this world. But Western philosophy only deals with this world. It does not go beyond this world. This is the difference with Bharatiya Darshana and Western philosophy. So Darshana also comes under the spirituality. One thing, Darshana gives theories. Darshana instructs the people how to lead their life. For example, Yoga Darshana. It says you should make your mind stable first. Therefore, dhyana, dharana, samadhi, dharana, dhyana, samadhi, yama, niyama, etc. Ashtanga yoga. So, Darshana first teaches you how to lead your life, how to make your mind stable, and then after that, you go to the ultimate reality. Therefore, it is said, Abhyudaya Nishreyasa Siddhihi by Darshanas. By philosophy, Abhyudaya and Nishreyasa both are achieved. Abhyudaya is worldly achievement, worldly betterment, and Nishreyasa is salvation. Both we can get from our darshanas. So theories are there in the darshanas. Therefore, what I say is, our darshanas are darshana, and it is also the dynamic science. Our philosophies are dynamic science. And then when you apply this, when dynamic science, the theories are not proved in the laboratories as the science Now, anything which is proved in the laboratory, that is accepted as science. But our Indian rishis, munis, they gave the theories without going to the laboratory, and those theories are fruitful even in this world now. And technology is when you apply these theories, then it will be technology. Now suppose in physics, we discover some theories, we discover some theories, and then we apply it to some in the then it will be a technology. Here our darsanas are divine science because theories are there. Where you have to apply? You apply to human being. You applied these theories to human being, then the human being will be real human being, a true human being, like Vivekananda. Vivekananda became Vivekananda because of our philosophy and spiritual literature. Mahatma Gandhi, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi became Mahatma Gandhi because of our Indian philosophy and spiritual literature. So the theories they adopted themselves, therefore they became Mahamanava. Therefore, our factory, corporate world is our world. We don't have machines. So you apply to human being, then human being will be diseaseless as well as happy if we follow this spirituality of India. It gives us lessons for leading our life with happiness and without unwellness. Here in this article, in this speech, a point may be made that the spirituality and alternative therapy of Adi, mental illness, and Vyadi, physical illness. What is the spirituality? The Sanskrit word for the word spirituality in English is adhyatmikata. Adhyatmikata, like manavata, manushyata, dayaluta. This is adhyatmikata, which literally means that the nature or characteristic of a person or a literature which deals with Atma, the ultimate reality or the path through which one achieves the ultimate reality. So, Adhyatmikata is about Atma. Adhyatma is about Atma. This is a compound word in Sanskrit. So, Atma, about Atma, regarding Atma is called Adhyatma, and then from that we get this word Adhyatmikata. A religion and spirituality, there are two things. A religious man is not necessarily is a spiritual one also. If I am religious, I may be spiritual, I may not be. He may or he may not be. The practice of spirituality is generally considered to go beyond religion and connect individuals with something larger. So some people say religion and religious and spiritual is same. No, spiritual is the greater one. So religiousness is not always spirituality, but sometimes it may be a stronger. It may be a stepping stone to spirituality. So religiousness may be the stepping stone to spirituality. Spirituality is understood generally from a spiritual guru or from the spiritual literature of our ancient Bharata. Our spiritual literature is very vast. So, by means of by means of few examples only, I will try to make my point clear. Some scholars are of the opinion nowadays, some scholars are of the opinion that spirituality cannot be taken as alternative therapy. Spirituality cannot be taken as an alternative therapy. Some today nowadays some people are giving their opinion because through scientific experiment one cannot establish the spirituality as a therapy. However, some researchers are going on in our country, in our university as Vyasa University, to establish the spirituality as an alternative therapy, and it is helpful in the process of healing. So spirituality now, many of the scholars, many of the scientists even, they opine that spirituality can be taken as an alternative therapy. Therefore, this is the webinar to look into how it is the alternative therapy. To explain this point, let us take the example of the discourse between Bhagavan Sri Krishna and Arjuna, his Sakha, his friend, in the Bhagavad Gita. Song by Bhagavan. It is Gita by Bhagavan. Song by Bhagavan. This divine discourse took place in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, where the Pandavas and Kauravas had assembled their armies for war. Arjuna saw his grandfather Bhishma, Guru Dronacharya, maternal uncles, brothers, grandsons, sons, as well as friends. When he saw them in front of him, with whom he has to fight, he became sorrowful and depressed. All these people with whom I am going to fight are my own people. Mamatva raised in his mind. I do not see any good to be achieved in the battle. I do not hanker after victory. Not even a kingdom or nor pleasure. Nata sreyo anupasyami, nata sreya anupasyami, hatva swajana mahave. Ahava is war. Nakankshe vijayam Krishna, nata rajyam sukhanicha. I don't need any kingdom or sukha, happiness, by killing all my people. Having said so, Arjuna sat down on the chariot before before Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna was the charioteer, his friend. On that chariot, casting aside the bow along with the arrows, when one becomes depressed, cannot perform any action. एवमुक्त्वार्जुनः संख्ये रथोपस्थ उपाविशत् विसृज्य शशरं चापं शोक संविघ्नमानसः. That is from Bhagavad Gita. Krishna told Arjuna the highly Arjuna, the highly depressed one, how is it that the sinful and impure sentiment, which generally goes to the ignorant, came to you? Kutastwakasmalamidam vishame samupasthitam anaryajusta anaryajushtam aswargyam akirtikaram. Arjuna, it does not give you pain. It is an impediment in the way of heaven. It brings infamy to the people. This does not befit you. You are the son of, you are a Kshatriya. This does not befit you. You are a Veera, warrior. You should give up your depression and stand up again to fight against Kauravas, because Kauravas means adharma. In this situation, Bhagavan Krishna being a guru, then Arjuna says to Bhagavan Krishna, you are my Sakha, but now you are my guru. Shishyasteham sadhimam tvam prapannam. So Krishna being a guru, being a Sakha, tried to remove the depression of Arjuna through many ways depicted in the entire Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna acted accordingly, and finally he said, Krishna, nasto mohaha. My illusion is destroyed. Smriti labdha tat prasadan mayachyuta sthitosmi gata sandeha karishye vachanam tava. O Achyuta, my delusion has been destroyed and memory has been regained by me through your grace. I stand with my doubt removed. My doubt is now removed. You see now, Sri Krishna shared something, then Arjuna became happy, his depression has been removed. I shall follow your instructions. Such feelings for a hearer of. So now he will obey Sri Krishna. He will fight against this thing. The entire Bhagavad Gita. This is the essence of Bhagavad Gita. I am ready to fight. My depression has gone. Now, such feelings for a hearer of the instructions of Krishna is natural. Because any hearer who listens to the instruction of Krishna with reverence attains definitely auspicious result. Shraddhavan anasuyascha shruniyadapi jo naraha sopi muktaha shubhan lokan prapnuyat punya karmanam. Every problem of human being is removed where there is the involvement of Krishna and Arjuna. Yatra partha, yatra yogeshwarah Krishna, yatra partho dhanurdharaha, tatra srihi vijayaha bhuti dhruvani tirmatir mama. This is spirituality. In other words, where there is spirituality, victory, where there is spirituality, victory, property, prosperity, fruitfulness, and happiness are certainly found. So, spirituality, what is this entire discourse by Sri Krishna and Arjuna? That is the spirituality that gives you everything: happiness in this world, diseaselessness in this world, and the Almighty in the other world. On the basis of the said spiritual discourse between Krishna and Arjuna, it may be concluded, it may be concluded that an unhappy and depressed person become happy and depression free through spirituality. The following benefits we can get by spiritual understanding. I have thought of four benefits. Number one, spirituality is a great way of seeking solace and peace. Spirituality focuses on stress relief and release of emotions of human being. Arjuna was affected by the emotions of the human being. Through spiritual instructions, one can get ethical and moral guidelines by which he can choose to live. He does not want to leave, you see. He didn't want to leave before Krishna's instruction. Spirituality helps the people to be hopeful and optimistic even when things are difficult. So these are four, but many benefits we can get from spirituality, but these are the four benefits I just thought of. Now, this is true that the people of this world are benefited by the spirituality, but if but practically if we think, if a person with depression, a patient, comes to a spiritual guru, what are the methods practically he will adopt to remove his depression? Suppose you have a center, spiritual center, the people will come to you, the patients will come to you, how to remove them, how to remove their diseases. According to me, the following practical methods may be adopted. Number one, listen to the patient with patience and to know the exact reason of depression or unhappiness. First, you try to know why he is depressed. Counsel him, counsel him properly. Be a friend, being a guru, and try to make him happy through spiritual bhajan, prayer, kirtan. Kirtan is like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was doing. He was becoming mad when he was in kirtana. You are mingled with God when you are in kirtana. Then afterwards you can give some pravachan also on spirituality and spirituality. Very simple way. You should tell what is real and what is unreal, what is eternal and what is non-eternal. Don't be unhappy on the basis of unreal things, non-eternal things. Then advise him to practice some pranayama like Brahmari or Om Japa. Advise him to learn, advise him to chant Gita verses loudly. Anything in Sanskrit should be chanted loudly. When you chant loudly the Sanskrit verses, then your breathing system becomes better, because the Sanskrit slokas, Sanskrit mantras are recited when, not Sanskrit slokas, when they are recited loudly, then your nishwasa and prashwasa breathing always going up and down, like coming down. Nindantu niti nip. As it is written, we pronounce them. The pronunciation rules you should follow. Then it will definitely give you benefit. And then at least every day, at least 10 to 15 verses of Bhagavad Gita he should recite. Then definitely he will see the difference. Well, then tell him some spiritual moral stories from Ramayana, from Upanishads. Select some stories. Very in very easy method. You have to tell him. Some humor is also very much required. Always you should not be very serious. So laugh with him and create an environment of spirituality around him. Give simple food, because food also is a reason to for depression. It does not, we didn't cannot digest them, then it will give us bad effect. Be friendly with him and share with him all those things with which he is interested. If you will adopt such practical method, confidence will rise in him, and then he will be happy and depression free ultimately, I think. We can think some other also methods, practical methods to deal with a past patient. What I say is, you see, uh, we have uh, we have three yogas in Bhagavad Gita: Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga. Patanjali has given Ashtanga Yoga: Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, and Samadhi. This Ashtanga Yoga is called Raja Yoga. But what I feel is, the Ashtanga Yoga can be designated as Adhyatma Yoga. Yes. Adhyatma Yoga. It is Adhyatma Yoga because each of these eight is required for getting the ultimate reality. Therefore, it is Adhyatma, Atma Vishayaka Yoga. Therefore, this is Adhyatma Yoga. So, to remove our disease, we can practice, because this is Adhyatma Yoga. This is spirituality. All these eight are come under spirituality. You see, so we should practice the spiritual yoga, beginning from Yama, ending with Samadhi. Samadhi, and after Samadhi, according to Patanjali, Sanyam is there, and then we can see our ultimate reality. So this is ultimate reality, Atma. Therefore, this is Adhyatma Yoga. Again, I want to add something. I say that uh, japa, bhajana, kirtana, swadhyaya, pravachanani, vag One other one is vag yoga. I want to add here. Vag yoga is very helpful. It also comes under spirituality. You practice all these vag yoga. One is japa, omkara japa. Any japa, any mantra your guru gave you, that japa, then bhajana, kirtana, and spiritual pravachana, and then swadhyaya is very important. According to your Vedas, you should do swadhyaya every day, as I told you, and you read loudly. And then swadhyaya and pravachana. These are Bhag yogas. So this also comes under spirituality. So to remove our mental worries, mental sickness, and physical sickness, we can also practice this Adhyatma Yoga as well as this Bhakti Yoga. I need not take much time because if I will explain Bhakti Yoga, then it will go for many hours. Therefore, I am thankful to you, the participants who came on this auspicious day of Guru Purnima to listen to our speakers. Thank you very much. At the end, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शांति 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 धन्यवाद
Thank you very much, sir. Now I'm looking for the questions. If you have questions, please do type in the chat box. Dr. Manjunath Guraj ji is saying Suprabhatam, Happy Guru Purnima. And he's also asking a question. Frequently getting out of Rome for no reasons. Already 3 times I rejoined. Why? Please rectify. Technicum. This is a question for technical team. Yeah. I have to mention that this is a new platform that we tried because the Google Meet allows only for about 100, and we had quite a good number of registrations. So we tried this platform. We regret and sorry for the inconveniences caused due to the technical issues that will be rectified in our next sessions. Okay, there is a question asked by Sunita ji. Didn't get the last yoga name. Please, bag. It's Vag Yoga. I think sir will answer that.
Sunita ji, happy Guru Purnima. And Vag Yoga is not mentioned in yoga text, but in the Mahabhashya of Patanjali, it is mentioned. Vag Yoga vid dushyati chapa sabdaihi. Then Vag Yoga, according to me, are Vak means word, Shabda, and eternal Shabda, and yoga, of course, So Vag Yoga means, I said, Japa, Bhajana, Kirtana, Swadhyaya, and Pravachana. These are Vag Yogas. But when you pronounce it, it should be very perfect. You should follow the rules of pronunciation, because there is again a mantra, dushta shabdah swarato varnato va mithya prayukto natamarthamaha sa yajamanam hinasti bhagavajrah sa yajamanam hinasti yathendra satru sarato paradat. So if you will pronounce correctly, then you will get this result. Otherwise you will get bad result. Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. We definitely would like to thank Professor Ramesh Chandra Pandaji for enumerating very detailedly. He spoke about the definition of spirituality. He spoke about the difference between the religion and spirituality. He also spoke about the Ashtanga Yoga, and he brought beautiful examples from Bhagavad Gita, enumerating how anxiety, depressions can be handled. So, with the yoga methods, with the spiritual methods, and with the way that the spiritual indicators what we speak of, how it can be brought into a therapeutic aspect. That was very well spoken by our Professor Ramesh Chandra Pandaji. We have our next speaker, who formerly was also our associate. He was our colleague, our own colleague in SVyasa Yoga Spirituality Division, and a very warm welcome to him. Let me just briefly introduce to him about him. He is Dr. Shushruth Shimarna, and he has done his PhD, MSc, PhD in Yoga and Spirituality. He has done his MSc in Yoga Therapy, and he is a Vedic Gurukula trained person. He knows quite a lot of languages like English, Kannada, Sanskrit, Hindi, and he is also the faculty for Sanskrit division of Yoga Spirituality in the period of 2007 to 2010. He has also worked as assistant professor for the same department. He has worked as assistant professor for now the MIT ADT University Pune, the School of Vedic Sciences. He has a good lot of professional experience teaching various subjects, both theory and practical, in the field of spirituality, in the field of yoga, and the Indic subjects. He has been guiding quite a lot of PhD students and designing research protocol for ancient rituals and their influence on human beings and materials. He has been the coordinator for Division of Yoga Spirituality, SVyasa Yoga Spirituality, and he is member for the Rashtriya Sanskrit Samsthan for the Board of Studies, PG Diploma Yoga and Ayurveda, and also for the PG courses for Division of Yoga Spirituality, SVyasa, and also the School of Holistic Development, MIT ADT University. He is also the member of Yoga Text Committee, Karnataka DSERT, Bangalore, and also the Integral Psychology BSc School of Vedic Sciences, MIT ADT. Today we have him as our one of our eminent speaker, who will be addressing about the spiritual wellness from the three different tapa, that is Adi Daivika, Adhyatmika, and Adi Bautika. So let us welcome on this very auspicious Guru Purnima to Dr. Shushruth Shivanna. Welcome, Dr. Shushruth Shivanna. Over to you.
Namaste. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastoma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Happy Guru Purnima to all the participants and every member of SVyasa team. I'm humbled to be invited to give a small briefing on yoga and spiritual well-being. And here I am. I wanted to present what is the scope of yoga and various other therapeutic methods that we have established in our country for centuries. And if I can be, it's for technical team. Can I share the screen? I have a PPT. If it is not possible, it's not an issue. So I will go ahead with the same facility. Okay. We have darshanas. Just now, Pandaji was explaining and narrating what darshana is all about. To have an eye to see the Tattva Jnana. In that context, we have various darshanas, but specifically Sankhya Darshana, giving an exact meaning of okay. I don't see there is a share screen option, but what I see is just whiteboard. Yeah, open whiteboard. Nothing other than that. Okay.
Naveen ji,
Do I have an option?
any problem, Susmit ji? Any problem?
Yes. A problem in the sense, I have prepared a small PPT.
Mhm.
I just wanted to share,
Mhm.
but it is not giving
Uh-huh.
option
Just
to show.
I'm calling Naveen ji, and he will.
Okay, okay, sure. So um, I thought of sharing how three sources of miseries. Uh, Recently, there was a discussion on what is Adhyatmika, Adi Daivika, and Adi Bhautika first.
PPT cannot be
So,
displayed.
um, so we need to know the original meaning of these three terms, which are extensively used by almost all the people who are into the life of something sadhaka life. So we need to have uh, okay, now I see share screen, a window. Okay. um, okay. Can you see? Can someone let me know?
अभी तो
Yes.
वही है वो आसाम
Visible
में.
by here.
Okay, okay. So interdependency of Adhyatmika, Adi Devika, and Adi Bhautika solutions for an integrated well-being. And this is the slide giving overall bullets of what we are going to discuss in not beyond 25 to 30 minutes. First, we will know what is the meaning of Adi Bhautika, Adi Daivika, and Adhyatmika from the frontier philosophical tradition, that is Sankhya, and what is the relation between these three, and why are we discussing now, and what are the hindrances and the interventions that we come across, that the solutions are not being executed properly, and how we can think of betterment of our application of the therapies. So moving on to what is the meaning of Adi Bhautika, Adi Daivika, and Adhyatmika. See, generally, Adi Bhautika is known to be materialistic, or which is physical in nature, or something which is tangible to our indriyas. But if we go to originality of these interpretations, Adi Bhautika, Adi Daivika, and Adhyatmika, it is defined as Yat Martya Pashu Pakshi Uraga Tata Setu Bhedanadina Parvartate Yad Dukham Tad Adi Bhautikam. That whichever troubles or whichever miseries that I am facing because of the other creatures around me, so that is said to be Adi Bhautika. In fact, Bhuta has 5 different meanings. Bhuta is past, Bhuta is which exists, and Bhuta is the ghost, Bhuta is Mahabhuta, 5 elements. So there are 5 different meanings of word Bhuta. Adi Bhautika, amongst all those meanings, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha. There, when we say Sukhinaha, Sarve means all the creatures, not just creature having 2 legs, but 4 legs, Dvipade, Chatushpade, all the creatures around me and beyond. The tapa which is approaching me from those sources are said to be Adi Bhautika tapa. The second one is Adi Daivika, is also very, very interesting. See, the Devata concept in our culture is very, very unique. It's not like God or some kind of um, assumed representation of something. Ad Deva is originated from the root div, which means prakasha. Prakasha is one form, the light is one form of the energy. Hence, any form of energy for the people following this tradition is Devata. So Adhidaiva is the different sources of energy that I am receiving and growing myself. For example, Surya, we have Chandra, we have Nakshatra, we have Vayu, we have Agni. All these are the Devatas. So how it is defined there? Yat Shita Atapa Vata Varsha Ashanadihi Nanavidha Marmabhedi Yaksha Rakshasa Vinayaka Graha Avesha Nibandhanam. So the energy sources in the nature which are invisible to the naked eyes. Even when we say the sunlight is visible and Vayu is tangible, when we say, we are not talking about these physical manifestation of the energy, the sources behind, the power center behind these energy sources, we are saying as Devata. So Adi Daivika is all the energy sources which are power packed with Shakti are known to be Devatas. So Adi Daivikam, whenever Adi Daivika Tapa is obvious when we are leading life of complete the nature. It is not eco helping, it is against. For example, we have non-biodegradable materials, so much so that we are unable to live without them. So we have reached that condition. So that very life of having against nature friendly life is what is causing the problem. And when you lead your life eco-friendly, that itself is the blessings of Adhidaiva. There will never be any Adhidaiva problem when we lead the life of eco-friendly. So that is Adhidaivika Tapa. The pains or the miseries originated from the energy sphere. That is Adhidaivika. The last one is very, very interesting. That is Adhyatmika. Adhyatmika is Shariram and Manasam Dukkham. The pain and unpleasant experiences within the body and manas. And beyond the manas, we are not worried. At that level, there is very rare confusion as such. So confusion and dichotomy starts from the level of manasa. So Adhyatmika Tapa is anything Shariram Dukkham Yat Vata Pitta Shleshmanam Vaishamyat Pravartate Tat Vyadhi Dukkham. So in Patanjali Yoga Sutras, while Antarayas, Vyadhis Dhyana Samshaya Pramadalasya, Vyasa defines Vyadhi as Dhatu Rakam. This body constituted by dhatus, rasas, karanas. Karanas are the tools, the external tools. For example, Pancha Karmendriyas, Jnanendriyas, and Antahkarana Traya, according to Sankhya. So we have any imbalance or any disturbance at these levels, Vata, Pitta, Kapha, and many other physical ingredients of our body is termed as Vyadhi. Next one is much more important. Etat Trividham Manasam Dukkham. The pain of the manas is very specific. It may be originated from the body, which we call as Vyadhija Adi. So